So guys, this is the eighth part of e-commerce website. Now, first of all, let me check what is the output of this code, what we are getting right now. And I think last time we were working on the add to cart, right? So we had created couple of sections. So today what we'll supposed to create, today we'll supposed to create add to cart sublet. Like see, we'll have this option. Now let me click on shop now. Okay, or so these are the product which are available. Now it is asking for the login to add to cart. So what I'll do, let me go with the login and let me check the mail ID. I think test at the rate of gmail.com 1234. Let me click on login. Yes. Now you can see when I'll click on add to cart. So it is looking for the sublet, that is add to cart sublet. Okay, with the product ID one. See, because the product ID is one, so it means we need to create that sublet, and that sublet should bring this product ID, right? So today we are going to create this sublet, right? And we'll have this proceed to checkout, and of course we require the checkout.jsp so that we can create later. So first of all, what we required? So we required add to cart sublet. So what I'll do, let me create a new sublet. So that sublet is add to cart. Ideally, it should be the same which we had defined on that URL. Okay, now see, we were fetching the data with the help of ID. Okay, so what I'll do, let me just go with integer product ID equals to that ID is coming from the browser. So I'll just go integer dot parse in that came as a string. So we need to typecast this to integer. So request dot get parameter, and that is coming as a product ID. Product ID. Ideally, this should be the same what we'll have on the browser. Let me just check. I'll just go back, add to cart, and there, see, this should be the product ID. Variable should be the product ID, and this should be the sublet name. So looks good, right? Now, what we'll have, we need to, there we are fetching it from the URL. Right now, what we next required? Next, we need to fetch the product from the database. So what I'll do for that purpose, let me go with a product. Product equals to product DAO dot. So see, we'll have this option which is going to fetch product with the ID. Okay, so that fetch the complete product in this variable. Now what we can do, if let me just go with a session, this is optional. If product does not equal to null, it means we have something on product, right? So we can create a session. So let me just create a session. HTTP session control space session equals to request dot get session. So I'll just set a session for that. And now what we require, now we need to retrieve the cart from the session, right? So how we can do this? So for that purpose, we just require the list of cart item. So let me just go this with list control space cart equals to cart equals to new control space. Well, let's see, we are just going with a session. So let me just go with a session dot get attribute. So the attribute should be as a card. Now, of course, it is require a typecasting. So let me just change this to a card item type, right? So yes, so add cast to this. Perfect. Okay. Now, see, we'll have everything there. Now, if cart double equals to null. Once again, it should be double equals to null. Then what we required? In this case, we are just going with a list control space array list, right? So in this array list, now we can set the session dot set attribute. So just table to go in that way, cart. Now whatever, see, now what happened? We'll have this list, okay, and in this list we are just fetching the attribute of the cart, right? Now if cart double equals to null, so it means we don't have anything in cart. So what we'll do, we are just going to create a new array list and set this as a cart. It means that will never going to null. Right now let me close this if, and then outside this if, Now we need to check if product is already in cart. For example, see, I just want to buy two quantity. Then if product is already in cart, so what I'll do, let me just go with a boolean type. Okay, boolean item exist. Yes, so we can go with item exist. If item is already there, okay, in this. So initially I'm considering that item is not there. One second, it should be false. Right. So what we require for, we just need to fetch item. One second. First of all, we just need to create a for loop for cart item. Right. And let me just go reference variable as an item. And there we are going to map everything which is inside the cart. Now, in this for loop, let me just check if item dot get product dot get id. So if id double equals to product id, it very clearly said that yes, item is inside the cart. See, for example, I'm just going to buy a toy. The id is 1 as we check on the URL. Now, initially I'll just set this to false. And now it is, I'm just fetching that, is that the same product ID which is on the URL? Right. So is it? So in that case, what we require, in that case, we need to increase the quantity. For example, I'm just going to buy this toy. Right. So this toy, I already bought one. Now I need to buy another. So what we require, we just need to increase the quantity. Okay. So how we'll do this? In this case, we can just set item dot set quantity. Okay. So let me just fetch item dot get quantity plus 1. Right. So it will going to increase the size. Okay. And now we can just go with item. One second. This item exist equals to 2. So there we can define that this is 2. And now let me exit from this loop. Right. So this close for close. Now, if it is a fresh product, then it means item does not exist. Very clearly said that if, let me just scroll up. If item does not exist, right? So it means we need to add this to cart. Okay. So cart dot add, we need to add a new cart item. So it should be the new control space cart item, and we are getting product, the type of product and quantity. So product is already fetched, and product I quantity, I'll just go with 1. See, this is for if cart is empty. Remember, if a cart already have couple of item, in that case, we can go with this section, right? Now that works. Now we can close this if and once again. So for is closed, right? And then we'll have the if. Okay. All right. So if card equals to null, that is closed. If product does not. So let me close this if there. Once again. Now looks good. Okay. Now what we require, see if everything is added, then we can just go back to the product page until and unless we are not going to refresh the checkout. So response.send redirect to products.jsp controllers. Perfect. Now what happened? Uh, Let me stop the server once again. This is my server. You can stop the server by clicking on this button. Now let me start the server again. Where is index? This is index. Right click, run on server. Let me select the server and then finish. All right, so we can go to products. Okay, but still it is asking for login. So now let me perform the login test at the rate of gmail.com 1234 login. Now let me click this add to cart. Okay. Add to cart. Now see, now ideally what happened, it is adding, but that is not displayed. Right, see that item is adding. Now I'll just want to add this to add to cart. That item is adding, but that is not displayed. So it means we need to go for the checkout page. So now we don't have this checkout.jsp. So guys, in next video we are going to create this checkout.jsp. So that's it for this video. Thank you.